Yeah, you can't hear ya. You can't hear ya. Come on. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
What's going on, Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Excellent. Have a seat. You want to get questions? You want to tell stories? This is your time.
Well, I want to thank you for finding a chair big enough and comfortable.
We think of everything here.
You just got a lot of ass over here, so we need to back it up and keep it comfortable. What's going on, Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Good stuff.
No, I can't hear you. What's going on, Pittsburgh?
Oh!
All right, first of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up here at the Steel City Comic-Con.
Yep.
I want you to back that ass up if you're on IG, Facebook, or Twitter. Make sure to tag Kishi on there. And all your photos after we're done here, I'm going straight to the table right there.
All right.
And there's my plug.
There you go. Nice. You guys want to, I know you guys got questions. Just raise your hand. We're going to come out at you. Right here. Let's get this rocking.
Just want to say thank you for coming out. You're a big inspiration to me personally. From one shorter big guy to another taller big guy, like you are a true inspiration. And my question is, where did the stink face come from? Like, at what point in your career did you say, "Oh, you know what?
Why did I know that was going to come up today?
You know what? My career's going pretty good. I'm just going to start putting my butt into people's faces." Or was this a Vince McMahon idea? Did he call you into his office and was like, "Hey, pal, here's a brand new move"?
Yeah, well, sounds like Vince. You had me convinced there. Well, first of all, son, I always say this, you know, back in the day when I was wrestling with the WWE Attitude Era, back in the day you had a lot of like bodybuilders, cookie cutter type of bodies. And for me, my body was different. All along, I never knew that my money maker was right behind me. And so what I say to you, son, is just embrace your body. Anybody that's going through any type of weight issues or whatever the case it may be, you're specially made for that reason. And so that's what I've done to embrace my body during the Attitude Era, during my wrestling career. I've always tried to try to get this body in tip-top shape, 8-pack and stuff, but I just can't keep away from McDonald's. Hell, I might, I thought about it. If I were to, just spend all this time in the gym, turn around and walk out the door and get hit by a car, that's it. Hell, if I want to go, I want to make sure I have me a couple of those Happy Meals and those Big Macs inside of me. And so for the stink face, I've said this many a times on different podcasts and so forth. Back in the day, and I still don't know this old lady. As I was wrestling by the gentleman of the wrestler by the name Boss Man. If you remember Boss Man, raise your hand. All right, Big Boss Man. He was one of the great big men in our industry back in the day. And we wrestled in a house show in Mobile, Alabama. It was sold out, 18,000 people strong. And we were just coming off a tour from Germany. We made a stop Sunday into Mobile, Alabama. So I wrestled Big Boss Man and the normal clothesline. You hit the person with a clothesline. The next thing you know, he fell back in the corner in stink face position. I didn't know what it was. I just thought he took a bump, he took a fall. And so when he took that fall, I didn't know that. I can hear a voice. Rikishi! Rikishi! Turn around and stick your butt in his face. And I was like, I hear that voice someplace, but I can't see it. It's like 18,000 strong. And that's where this move come by, because I was looking for where that voice was coming. And as I turned all the way around, and I'm looking at Ray Traylor, Big Boss Man, sitting in stink face position as we know it today. In this industry, we have what you're working for a pop. You try to do things to make them, make the fans explode. So I kind of stumbled onto this stink face thing. As I turned around, I'm sitting there looking at him. And I'm looking at him. You can hear the crowd start to roar. I took one step towards him. It started to get louder. I took another step towards him. It was like a volcano. You could feel it erupt. And soon as I got towards Big Boss Man, as I turned around, I can hear people. It's like just the loudest roar, loudest what we call pop in our industry that I've ever heard in my entire career. Go figure, with a thong on. As soon as I sat there, I was in stink face position. Now I hear another voice. It was Ray Traylor, Big Boss Man. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby. Stick that booty in my face. We got him now, baby. We got him now. And, man, I've never done it before. Hey, man, we've been going 15 minutes. My butt is sweaty, and I'm wearing a thong. And so all I said was, I'm sorry, buddy. Boom. So we did it on a Sunday. Next Monday, Monday Night Raw as we know it, the stink face was born on Monday Night Raw. So shout out to the lady. I don't know if we're filming this or whatever the case. The old lady out there, I owe you residuals.
Awesome. That is awesome. Next question. What do we got right back there?
Right here.
As a wrestler, you've obviously had a lot of injuries, I'm sure. Do you know how many times you've been injured, or have you lost count?
You know, you kind of lose count. You don't really kind of, want to be reminded of stuff like that. You know, in our industry, you kind of try to keep going as much as you can. Because back in the day when, this is way before the Attitude Era, I was brought up in the business from my uncles Alpha and Sika and High Chief Peter Maivia. Those days, they didn't have therapy, massage therapy, massage people in the back, doctors in the back. So I've watched them work hurt all my life. And when I finally, broke into the business, that was my mentality as well. And so, we go through, the normal wrestler, I want to say, probably has at least maybe about 20 broken bones or more. Hella injuries, hella surgeries, but they'll never tell you. They'll never tell you. It's because, when you love something that, what we do, you got to be a very special type of person to do what we do. To be able to get out there and run 200 days out the year, never see your family, missing birthdays, weddings, Thanksgiving, Christmas. You got to be crazy to be a professional wrestler. But at the end of the day, is you loving that, and the love for the industry. No matter how many broken bones we get, we still continue on. That's just the mindset of a professional wrestler, to never give up. The show goes on.
Got a question for you right over here to your right.
When did you know your sons were going to make it?
Oh, when did I know? These boys here, first of all, I didn't even want them in the industry. Jimmy and Jey comes from, very educated background. As a father, I wanted my boys to go play. The plan was to go play NFL. I was going to get me an RV, and I was going to retire, and I was just going to follow these boys all around, and watch them, grow in NFL. But, somewhere down the line, these kids here came back and, wanted to jump into the family business. I was only upset because I wanted them to do something else, because the professional wrestling, as far as the dynasty, the door will always be open for them. So I wanted them to experience that in life. As a father, you want your kids go experience other stuff before you come to the things that we know. And in our industry, I didn't want my kids to go through what I went through. I didn't want them to go through all the aches and pains. I didn't want them to go through all the sacrifice of missing their, I got grandkids from them. So I didn't want to see that happen to them. But, as your kids grow up, as a father, you kind of, support their decision. So they were always talented, man. Trust me, I bought many of furnitures and broken beds, broken furnitures. I mean, they were, they had that it factor, from the beginning. So, but, they're doing well. The only thing as a father is I pray for them, their safety on the road, to be able to protect themselves and to keep from harm's way. And when you travel on planes and, through the road late night while we're sleeping, they're driving 3 in the morning to the next town. So it gets kind of rough, and, I know it. I lived it. And I just pray that they continue to, to protect themselves while they're on the road.
Got a question for you right here.
Let's do it.
Step up here. Stand up on this chair so that he can see you.
What's going on, buddy?
When did you first start being a wrestler?
Man, I started when I was 15 years old. My uncles Alpha and Sika and I Chief Peter Murphy. I really didn't even plan to be a professional wrestling son, a wrestler. I was just pulling bags. What your nephews do to help your uncles take their stuff out their trunk and take it to the dressing room. And, one thing kind of fell into the next thing. I was putting up the ring, help put up the ring, help clean the arena and so forth, help drive the truck. I wasn't driving, but I was sitting in the passenger seat. So, I kind of just fell in at the age of 15 or 16. But my mom wouldn't let me get into the business unless I finished high school, and that was the beginning of that.
And
Next.
question right over here.
Hi.
What was your favorite match?
Man, after 35 years, it's so much. I don't want to favoritize one match, and if I'd pick one, honestly, I'd have to say Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell, and the reason I'll tell you why. Because as a pro wrestler, we all know about, how my career went. If you didn't, then Google it. There's YouTubes out there. I went through a lot of characters to finally find the character that stuck for me. And when you're in this industry, if you're not in this industry to be the main event, one of the top dogs, then I don't know why you're in this industry. You're just wasting time. You're being a PlayStation wrestler. And so, I went through different characters. I lost count, I think 6 and then finally, I came to the character of Rikishi, and it stuck. So when that character stuck, a lot of things happened to Rikishi, meaning so much more doors open of different opportunities. Now I'm able to be working against the main event cats, such as Stone Cold Steve Austin, Pittsburgh's very own Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H. I mean, every single person that was in that Hell in a Cell, and then you have this big fat kid, the one that they said that would never make it, the one that they said, I'm too big, I don't have a bodybuilder type of body. But there I was. After all those years, I kept pushing and kept pushing until the right opportunity came. So Hell in a Cell for me, I love it because till today, every time they show Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I get residuals. Because they show me falling backwards off that cage from Undertaker. And let me tell you how that match there for me, when that bump is so iconic, it's so seen all over the world every time this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is advertised. And every time I watched that bump, that fall off the top of the cage onto that steel flatbed, you know, when the time came, what we call a walkthrough, and the walkthrough is like, we're going to see where you're coming from here to here. And during that time, during the walkthrough, that same flatbed, when it came out the first time, there was no steel railings. There was no steel railings here. But during the live show, when it came out, there were steel railings here. Now, you're trained as a professional wrestler, whatever, you know, during a live show is to adapt. The show goes on. I already knew I had to take that bump. That was the money bump. But when it came out and I seen those railings, in my mind, I'm good. But if I don't hit my mark on that flatbed, I might as well say I wouldn't be here today to talk to you. So when that time came, you know, Taker had grabbed me in a chokehold. And I just paused for a minute because I didn't know if this was going to be the end of me or am I going to make it. And the last thing I said to him, I said, tell my family I love them. These are the in-between things that happen when we're working together. A lot of times the fans don't know about it. You know about it now because I feel it's important for you to know exactly what goes on. It's just like a 9-to-5 job. But our job is we take risk every single day. Once you walk out those curtains, you are obligated to get out there to perform for that family that paid their hard-earned money to come watch you perform. And it's a must that you give it 100% when you perform. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just giving a lot of insights over here on a book I should be writing.
Yeah, totally. Next.
So I got a question. So
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So how much input do the wrestlers have versus, like, for their character? For you finally becoming Rikishi, for people like Umaga or Yokozuna, do they come in with characters fully developed? Is it developed in cooperation or coordination with the writers and the staff at WWE, or do they just say, this is who you're going to be?
Well, definitely WWE has a lot of Jerry Springers, who I like to call them. You know, that comes up and say, we're going to write for you. And I'll be like, you ever watch me wrestle? No, I haven't. Well, you won't be writing for me. So to answer your question, yeah, there's a 50-50. If I'm the one that's doing the character, you can't tell me how to be Rikishi. And if I don't feel that character, it's not going to work. No matter what character you go out there and put on a person, if a person don't feel that character while they're out there performing, the fans will see right through it. It won't work. So, you know, I was blessed to be taught from my uncles. They didn't tell me the importance of a character. What they taught me was the fundamentals of the industry. Meaning you learn how to work, you learn your fundamentals, you be that damn of a good worker, you can make any character come alive. Let me repeat that. You can be that damn of a good worker to make any character come alive. And so, you know, I had 6 characters. I gave it my best the other 5, but when Rikishi came, I was like, thank you, Lord. Thank you very much. All right, next.
Question. Do you pick out your own theme music, or is that something that is already pre-planned?
No, we go through it. The guy that used to be there was Jim Johnson. I mean, he made a lot of iconic hits, back in the day, all the way up to, I don't know, maybe about 4 years ago. But yeah, you get in there, he'll come, you like this, Keish? Maybe put a little bit more bass on. And, the music with You Look Fly Today, I had, some input with Jim on that. I knew that I needed to feel something to make this 400 25-pound body move. Like if I can't feel it, you can rest assured I ain't gonna move it. And so every time when that music come on, you know, it just automatically, you know, has me going to this strutting move. You know, it's like takes me back to the day of working on, you know, on Pier 39 in San Francisco, California, when I used to stand on a milk carton and I used to just strut like a mind. And I like, you know, every time I hear that bucket, ting, would change, then I'd move this way. And hear another bucket, ding, then I'd move this. So I was always like, you know, as a youngster, 15, 14, I had that work ethic mentality. And ever since then, it never left me, you know, all the way into my Attitude Era career.
One of my big moments I remember for you was when you kind of teamed up with Scotty 2 Hotty and Brian Christopher. I think I remember that moment. They put the shades on you. You look really like angry, like, oh man, I don't know if this is a good idea. Whose idea was that, and what was it like working with those guys?
Well, I missed them. I mean, you know, for the record, I think Too Cool should be into the WWE Hall of Fame. You know, they were a big part of the Attitude Era. And, you know, they were a big part of my career as well. You know, the beautiful thing about that is that when we all got together, we just tried stuff. You know, we were friends, you know, from the beginning anyways. And, you know, the part you're talking about when they're putting the shades on, what I was trying to do was educate the fans that I didn't want to wear the shades, meaning I didn't want to dance, I wanted to leave. And so every time you would see Too Cool say, no, 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 they would look at the fans. We were trying to make that what we call a pop. We were trying to educate the people. Unless you roar, I won't be coming to dance. If you roar, then the big man's going to come through. And so we are also promoting our yellow glasses. You know, in our industry, we're, you know, merchandise is where it's at. You know, from hats to glasses, you name it. And so when you have an act like ours, man, we were coming up with all kind of stuff like, you know, mugs. We were coming up with glasses, you know, beanies, necklaces, you name it. So, you know, the name of the game is to get the Too Cool Rikishi merchandise out there. And the yellow glasses were one of our hottest selling merchants.
There wasn't a Rikishi thong, was there?
Of course.
Of course.
Got a question for you right over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, now that we're on the topic of the Rikishi thong, what was the size of that thing?
I would have felt better if a lady asked me.
All right, here, hold on a second.
But
Hold on a
since you
second.
ask. Well,
45? What was the size?
what size was my thong?
Yeah, what size was it?
The size of my thong was a 6X. Yeah.
And
Oh, that was not bad. Yes.
another question.
That'd cover your whole body, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question right here again.
Here we go. Question? Okay.
Were you ever scared to wrestle?
That's a good question, son. Yes. Yes, I was. When I first got the time for me to be booked in my first professional match, I was nervous, man. You know, I was a 17-year-old kid, and you know, in front of a live crowd, everything. I knew what my training was. I knew what I'm supposed to do, but for some reason, I just had a brain fart. I was nervous. I guess it's normal, right? And you're being thrown out there in front of, 10,000 people, and that came with the business. After I felt that, I was nervous, scared. Then the next one, when I came back to the dressing room, I was, in my mind, I need to control that the next time I go out. So the second time I went out, it didn't get any easier. because I was trying to figure it out. But finally, as you keep repeating over and over, going out there, work in front of a live crowd, you'll kind of get the hang of it, and the nervousness kind of goes away.
Got time for one or two more questions. Heading back to your table to sign, right, after this?
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
I'll
this
be-
gentleman here has not one, not two, but 3 questions.
Oh, boy.
But hopefully they all require just a one-word answer. But here we go.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm pretty sure everybody's been wondering and was thinking about asking, but my first question is, can you be my mentor?
There you go.
Sure.
There you go.
Woo!
Why not?
My second question is, seeing the storyline between the Usos and Roman, and it looks like that Jimmy and Roman are going to go head-to-head, what is your opinion on that?
Well, first of all, I'm proud of them. We know where they come from, what bloodline that they represent. And these boys here and Roman, they're all trained professionally. And to be able to see your family members headline SmackDown, headline WrestleMania, headline Monday Night Raw, it's a beautiful thing. It's prideful for us. Because they came in during a time after the mighty Yokozuna. If you guys haven't got a chance to see that absolutely tremendous documentary that WWE had put together on the mighty Yokozuna, check it out. But these guys come in from a family behind us, from a family that's, from Umaga to Yokozuna, the Rock, the list goes on. And to be able to see your kids and, your nephew out there doing it out there and representing and holding it down, it's a beautiful thing. I think the storylines that they're going, through as of now, I think it's beautiful. It's not a story. That's really them. They've been fighting like that since they were kids in the backyard. And now to be able to do that on camera and get paid for it, I say it's a beautiful thing. Samoan Dynasty is winning.
All right.
Yeah.
And the last question.
I'm pretty sure everybody's been wanting to see it. Can we see the dance?
You know what, son? I would, but for many years, people think that dance was easy. And that dance is not easy. It tore up my knees, my ankles, my hips. Oof. But I think I can do it for Pittsburgh tonight.
Wow. Really?
I need some music.
All right. Let me see if I can pull up your bumper here.
You got to come up here with me. You didn't think you were going to get off that easy. I need one more, gentleman. How about the other kid over there? Come on through. Hey, the big one, come on. Come on, you, the big man. All right, be careful coming up. He don't want you to fall and accidentally get a stink face. We definitely don't want that.
All right.
What's your name, son?
Luke.
What's your name?
Chad.
Well, how about we give it up for Luke and Chad? This is a photo up here. After we're through here, me, Luke, and Chad will be over there signing photos over there.
Here you go.
I want you to come and get the picture of your very own Luke and the man Chad for $9.99, a special.
All right, we're getting there.
All right, let's cue up the music there, my man.
All right, we are almost there.
You guys know the steps, right? Well, let's practice first. Well, what do I usually do first? Okay. All right. 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 2 to the back. Yeah. And then back it up frontwards. But be careful, don't back it up all the way there. All right? Okay, Pittsburgh, put your hands together. Come on, let's put your hands together. Oh, no. Come on, Pittsburgh. We on live. We on camera. Put your cameras up, Pittsburgh. I want you to open up your cameras. Go live on Instagram and Facebook. This is your photo op moment. Pittsburgh, are you with me? Oh, no. Cut the music. Cut the music there, jabroni. You're in stink face position. Okay, Pittsburgh. Listen, this is an important day for Luke and Chad. This is your very own. We need y'all to blow the roof off this sucker when we about ready to bust a move. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Blind man to put on the yellow glasses. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Put your hands together, Pittsburgh. Come on, Pittsburgh, put your hands together. I want everybody to stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Say, go, Kishi, go, Kishi, go.
Go, Kishi, go.
Go, Kishi, go, Kishi, go.
Go, Kishi, go, Kishi, go.
Here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Come on, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Come on, Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Here we go, Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Give it up for Luke. Bust a move, Luke. Bust a move. Get up in the front. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Lord. Where's your mama? Go ahead, man. You up next. Don't stop now. Here we go. Here we go.
There we go. There we go. Thank you so much.
Pittsburgh, thank you so much, man.
Rikishi.
It's been real, Steel City Con.
You gotta blow the roof off. Rikishi, ladies and gentlemen, give it all you got. Bringing it to the stage. Bringing it to Steel City Con. Do better than that. Come on. He brought it for you guys.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.